Hi y'all, welcome to this week's Tech Tuesday video of the week. Today I'm going to look at a resource called Khan Academy and look at a few of the options and how to use it with your students in class. If you do not already have an account with Khan Academy, then you need to sign up for one. If you're a teacher, you can just start here and it'll take you to the sign up page. I like to sign in with Google. If it's the first time that you've created an account, it'll ask permission to have access. Make sure that you're using your Google account, that sort of thing, and you can give it permission, and from then on out it'll just log you in. Using that, you won't have to remember that information. So as we get logged in here, I'm going to show you, this will open up to our dashboard. I have a couple of classes already built in here. If it's your first time doing this, won't have any classes, so you'll have to add a new class. If you want to title it, you can give it a title, whatever you would like for the students to see. I'm going to create a test class for this. If also you have been using Google Classroom and you have all your students rostered in there, you can choose to tie it to a Google Classroom. So you could just select that classroom here and it would import your roster automatically, and the students in your Google Classroom would get an invitation to join Khan Academy. So as I create this, it's going to ask me what subject and what courses we would like to be working in. Khan Academy has a great variety. They're very complete in their math resources. They do have some history, some other, art history, economics, computer science. They do have some testing, test prep, which will come in handy for the high school students who are working on SATs. So let's look. I'm going to choose 4th grade. This will open up and it's going to show me the content for 4th grade. Anytime you choose on a course, it's going to open up to that scope and sequence for this grade level here. If I want to look at other options that are within this unit, I can just open it up by clicking on the little arrows next to it to see. Now, if I did roster all my students through Google Classroom, then they would have had an invite. If not, I do not have any students added here yet. You can add them manually. You won't need to do that in the district. They all have Google accounts, so it would be easier just for you to either have them in your Google Classroom or give them a link to join the class, and they can do that here. I can show you on a student account. I've signed in as a fake student that I created, and when the students are in here, this is a free program, so students have access to study other courses if they'd like. They have an assignment tab where they're going to see assignments that are from their coach. Khan Academy calls teachers coaches in here as well. So if you give them a code, they need to go, if they already have an account or if you're going to add a new class, go to the coaches tab, and they're going to see the teachers that they're already working with over here. And then right here is where they would add a code and just join the class. So that's where they would get access to the class that you're creating, and any assignments that are created for them would be shown here. Now, students, like I said, have access to study any course of study that they'd like. Anything that's available in Khan Academy, they have access to. So if this student wanted to, work on some more math, or if they wanted to do some history, they could choose to add a course for themselves. Let's see. And down here it would show Ryan already has a U.S. history course. If they wanted to add something else, then they could pursue that as well. Here's his SAT practice courses, just like history. But like I said, any assignments that you assign to them for your class are going to show up under the assignment tab. So let me go back to the teacher side. There's that code again. Once you have that, it will show up in your class code, it'll be available all the time so you can see that. Your settings tab in your class is going to give you access to change anything that you've just set up. If you went back and created a Google Classroom and you wanted to sync it with that, you could do this. I tied this one to one already. You do have those options. Now, the content, if I click on that, I chose 4th grade. So this is all the content for my 4th grade math class. Again, if I decide I want to assign this unit for addition and subtraction, I can assign it here. I can assign it to the whole class. As I have students in my class, I can choose which students to assign it to. So if I need to assign particular students certain work to do, they can do that as well. This is something else to take note of. If maybe you are working with the whole group and you do want to work through a unit in Khan Academy, you probably want to have all of your students working on the same set of questions at the same time. Otherwise, they're going to get different questions for every student. It'll randomize that information. You can also set a due date in here as well so that students know when they have to complete assignments by. That'll show up in their assignments. So as you're looking at this, maybe as a 4th grade teacher, I may have some students that maybe need to review some earlier grade level material, and maybe I have some that are more advanced and I want to challenge them some. I can add other courses to this class, and as I'm going through and assigning, I want to look at my 3rd grade, and maybe I have some kids who really need to go back and let's work on some multiplication. I can choose that unit of study and have that assigned to them. Same goes with upper. If I want to challenge some in 5th grade material, I can do the same. So you have access to toggle back and forth between all of those lessons. Now, as I'm looking at these lessons, I can dig a little deeper into this lesson and I can say, okay, for this multiplication lesson, there's a couple of videos. There's an article for them to read and get some information, and here's an exercise. I can click on that to view it and see exactly what my students are going to see and the lesson that they're going to have to complete. If I like that and I want to use it, then I know that I can assign that to them. You do not have to assign the whole unit. You can pick and choose different lessons. So if I wanted that video and I wanted particular things, you can just assign the ones that you want. As your students are working in these assignments, you have access to see the types of assignments that you've given the students. And I'm going to come back over here and go to a class where I have some students in here, and I'm going to assign them a couple of lessons. No, I don't want to view it. So let me assign this to a student. Let me see, maybe I need 2 of my students to work on that assignment. So now I can come over here and look at my assignments by student. I've only given them one thing to do. There's a video for them to review, and Alex and David have not been assigned this lesson. Hannah and Ryan have. So I can look at that. I can also look by assignment, and I can see which one, how many students have completed it, and then I can look at any reports. Now this is a video, so they won't have any kind of reports to go along with the video. I'll just know if they watched the video or not. If there's an exercise assigned to them, then I can see that. I'll show you what that looks like. So as they work through these exercises, I've assigned it to 4 students. Nobody's completed it yet, but as they do, I'll be able to view a report and it'll show me their progress and how they've done. This other progress report is going to pinpoint any areas in mastery and how my students are moving along within the unit. So if I want to see this piece of the course, and I want to look here and see how my students are doing, so I can, as they're working through it, it's going to place them in their proficiency level. If I have students in the attempted area, that's probably going to tell me that they're struggling. As students are working through these, as students are working through these lessons, they are able to get immediate feedback. I'm going to go to one of these lessons to look at it so we can see this. This is what it looks like for students. As they are progressing through, these bars will start to fill up. The top level that kind of looks like a little crown is going to be a proficient or a mastery level. And it means that they've done enough of the problems in that area and that skill set to know if they've mastered that or not. So here is, let me see, these are all videos. And this is an example of one of the lessons that they'll go through, talking and explaining to them. Let me look at this. This will explain to them that level of mastery. So everyone starts at the bottom, of course, and as they're moving up, they get more familiar with it, and the goal is to get into the mastery level. As your students are working on this, and I'm not going to read this, but I'm going to answer it and maybe get it wrong, of course, because I didn't. This is going to say, do you need more help? There's videos that they can access. They can get a hint to know what they need to do next or how to solve the problem. As they're working through and they get them correct, it's going to show that they have that they got the right answer. So there are quizzes that are going to also bring all of that together. It's kind of like a unit test. At the end, you will have a unit test here, and then you will have access to all of that data. Again, when students are practicing here, they do have access to the tools here that allow them to write on the page, so they can have access to that there. Let me see. So let me get back to the dash. So my dashboard, again, I have access to all my classes, to create a new class. This resource tab for teachers is really, it comes in handy. So if I need some more information about how to use this, if I want to know more about assignments, I can actually go through these, access this material to learn more in how to use Khan Academy. There is a lot more to this product, and one of those things is, as teachers, you know, we're always trying to hone our craft and stay on top of our game as well. So we can also, like, students can choose what they would like to study. Teachers can do the same as well. Now, I've chosen algebra basics and some grammar lessons. I can always edit that and add some more areas of study. And maybe I want to learn world history. That'll add that through here too. And I can work through at my own pace, just like students can. So students also have, their dashboard looks very similar. They're going to earn badges. Their progression is only visible to them. This type of information does not get shared with the whole class or with the teacher. So again, if you're going to add a class, students would go to the coaches section, and that's where they would add in that code for your classroom to have access there. To get back to your teacher dashboard, you just click right here. Now, if you would like further help using Khan Academy with your students and in your class, please reach out to an EdTech coach, and we'll be happy to come and help you if you have more questions. If you have not already subscribed to our EdTech U videos to get the videos of the week, then please click the link below. See y'all next time.